the Nationals because if someone big goes down or a couple big guys go down, they don't have the payroll flexibility to fill those positions.
True.
And, last year you kind of knew the Nationals would probably win it because you knew the Braves weren't going to be as good.
I think the Nationals, they won that division by like 12 games.
Mm-hmm. You knew the Dodgers were going to win the NL West last year. You didn't really know about the AL West. You just had that feeling in your stomach. That sick feeling in your stomach. It would be the Cardinals winning the NL Central.
And you assumed that the Tigers would win the AL Central. Which
that was
did.
That was actually a given. Actually,
yeah,
that was
a given, and you were pretty confident. And I mean, we were both pretty confident that St. Louis would probably win the NL Central, either them or the Pirates. Nobody thought Milwaukee would do as well as they did, but then they really fell off the last month and a half.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams usually do that, except the last month and a half is when you don't want to kind of slow down, because that doesn't build your momentum for the playoffs, where the Giants, the way Bumgarner pitched in that wild card game, just kind of like, man, like it wasn't just like, it wasn't just Bumgarner that dominated. I mean, Brandon Crawford hit a grand slam.
Yeah, and I think they won that game 8-0.
8-0 in Pittsburgh. That was like a statement game for them, saying,
it's hard
beware.
to win in Pittsburgh. Yeah, and then they marched all the way. Another wild card team marching all the way to the World Series. Two wild card teams playing the World Series this year, but they had a winner, which I'm not sure how often does a wild card team actually win the World Series. I don't think it happens extremely often. I know that there's a lot of wild card teams that go to the World Series.
The Marlins in 2003, they were the wild card team, and they kind of beat the Cubs in a controversial,
and then
interesting series. They beat the Yankees in the World Series.
And then 2007, the Rockies were a wild card team. They lost to the Red Sox, but they were a wild card team that made it all the way to the World Series. Yeah, it's I'm not, it's really tough, and I think Tampa Bay was a wild card, right? In 2008 with Joe Madden?
Mm-hmm, yeah, they were when they lost to the Phillies in 5 games.
Because they beat Boston to go to the World Series.
In 7 games.
Right. I forget who pitched that 7th game. I think it was Price.
No, Price got the save.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he did get the save.
Price got that was his rookie year. That was when he was coming out of the bullpen.
Because in 2008, the Dodgers beat the Cubs, and then the Phillies.
Oh, don't even talk about that Dodgers-Cubs series.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just bringing up that they beat.
No, the funny thing is, James Shields is the only pitcher in Tampa Bay Rays history that has a World Series win.
That's right.
He was the one that beat the Phillies in Game 2 for the only win.
That's interesting. Yeah, I was definitely.
He pitched a good game.
Yeah, I wasn't rooting for a certain team that year because I was just so mad about the Cubs.
Cubs, same here. Like, it just had that sickening feeling continuing to watch these games.
Although I thought it would be the Cubs in Tampa Bay. But
I thought it was going to be the Cubs and the Red Sox.
I would have liked to see the Cubs and Red Sox because I do kind of like.
I do like the Red Sox.
Because I like the Red Sox a little bit.
They know how their fans know how Cub fans feel. Yeah. And, I mean, the Red Sox had a remarkable comeback in that series because they're down 3-1. And then in Game 5, they were losing 7-1 in the 7th inning. Remember, David Ortiz hit a huge 3-run homer to make it 7-4.
Was that in Tampa Bay or in Boston?
In Boston.
Yeah.
And then J.D. Drew hit a 2-run homer.
I vaguely remember that stuff.
And then Coco Crisp hit the game-tying single in the 8th inning, and then in the 9th, J.D. Drew hit the walk-off single to send it back to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy stuff. I mean, that's why I love the MLB playoffs. They're never the most popular postseason, but they're always probably the most exciting, in my opinion.
I personally think hockey has the best playoffs. I think because an 8th seed can win any series.
Yeah.
There's all hockey series, even though it's not like basketball where you know who's going to win the series and the teams win the games by a lot of points, where hockey, the good teams might only beat the bad teams by 1 or 2 goals a game.
Yeah, I like that part of hockey. The problem is I'm not, a huge hockey fan, so I tend to like the other postseasons more. My favorite all time is March Madness, though.
I just don't like college basketball enough.
But March Madness is fun, though.
Yeah.
But we can both agree we don't like college bowls. That is a waste of time.
No, not at all. All right. Well, we're coming up to a break, so we'll continue this talk on the Sports Renegades on SportsTownChicago.com.
The Sports Renegades podcast on SportsTownChicago.com.